I'm here to give you a brief introduction to the Paleobiology database and what it might be able to do for you. So first off, the Paleobiology database contains occurrence records of many fossils from all of Earth's history. Our goal is to have them all, but right now we only have a limited set, but a pretty good data set for much of Earth's history. And you can browse this data using tools that we have developed, or you can also download this data to use for your own analysis. Our system also has what's called an application programming interface, and you can use this interface to create apps and other programs to utilize the data dynamically, either for phone or web applications. And some of those apps that have been developed are in an app gallery that we host on our site. But first, let's browse through some data and see what's there, and then I'll show you how to download data for your own work. So we use this tool called Navigator to browse data. And what's going to pop up here is a global map of the data in the Paleobiology database. Each of these dots represents many collections of fossils, and each dot is proportional to the number of collections subsumed under it, and the colors match down here the geologic timescale. You'll notice that most of them are blue. That's because they are from the Phanerozoic, because many of the collections that go into each dot cover a great deal of geologic time. So I study fossil whales, so we're going to look at the global fossil record for Cetacea. And here it is. And you notice the distribution changes to mostly coastal areas. And again, we can zoom in on this map to see more closely where the fossils are coming from. So we'll zoom in on the east coast of North America. You can see that the dots now start to resolve to different time periods that match the colors over here. So here's one from the Paleogene. Here's one from the Cenozoic. So if we zoom in close into Mississippi and Alabama, notice now they're resolving to particular time periods from the late Eocene here. And if you click on a dot when you're zoomed in, it'll give you a brief overview of the geology and some basic information on the collections and what fossils are known from there. In this case, the Protocetus Georgocetus vogeltensis. So that's one way to look at data, and you can zoom in, zoom out. Another interesting and really handy feature is you can reconstruct geologic time by picking a particular time period. So I'll pick the Eocene. So now what we're showing is the continents in the positions in the Eocene as mapped from G-Plates, another online data service, and that's only showing the Eocene fossil whales, which can be really handy when you're trying to explore the evolution of a group over time. Another thing you can do is look at, I'm going to click back to the Cenozoic here. Oops. I'll go back to the globe. So we'll go back to the whole world. And here is a diversity curve of all the whales throughout the Cenozoic. You can see that starts out low, peaks here in the middle Miocene, and drops off towards the recent. Now, we're going to go back to the main PBDB page, and I'm going to show you how to download data. So again, just hit the download data button, and here we have a text-based downloader, and you can get data of different sorts. Collections is what we were looking at before. You can look at specific taxa, things from particular strata, but let's look at collections, and I will again choose Cetacea. And you can either use the simple options, select by time, location, geological context, different pieces of metadata, and you can choose how the data is output, what fields are output down here that we collect. And you can also choose up here the format you want to see the data in. So this is handy if you want to download data to, say, use in Excel. If you want even more options, you can click the Advanced button and more options come down here. And what this is doing is it's creating this URL that you could have written by hand using our data service, the API I mentioned before. But in this case, you don't have to. You can just select your options here. So here I have all Cetacea. I could say, give me Eocene through Oligocene. And notice that the URL is changing up here. As you do this, you can hit the test button and take a peek at the data set. You can see here is a comma-separated values. Or you can hit download, and it will download a CSV file for you to your desktop, which it's doing right now. And so you can see that this is quite powerful. The last thing I want to show you is our app gallery, which you can get at here. And we have several different apps that people have developed to look at different data in the database. Some are for things like iPhone, Mancos, which looks at geologic maps and allows you to explore the fossils in different rock units. First app here allows you to look at the particular fossil record of a given group. I'll just show you real quick. So here is the family Delphinidae, the dolphins, and it shows you here the number of occurrences through time for this family. And note that there's few and there's very many near the recent. So if you're interested in fossil data, Paleobiology database is definitely has a lot of data in it, and it also has the ability to accept data. So far I've shown you how to use the database without logging in. So our data is freely accessible to all. But if you want to become a member and a contributor and be able to hit that login button, you can certainly contact us, and we can show you how to enter your own data to integrate it with the data that's in there already to further your research even more. Thanks much for watching, and I hope you join the Paleobiology database or have fun exploring the data on your own.